You're being asked to graph the function g of x equals the abs value of x plus 6 minus 2 using your knowledge of the graph, just the absolute value of x. Now you know that the absolute value of x is a graph that looks like this. It's just a V-shaped graph. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. This is f of x. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to write down the 4 rules, the order in which the graph transformation happens. We want to remember these terms H, S, R, V. H, we first check if there's a horizontal shift, and the horizontal shift is indicated by the fact that if you have either an x plus some constant or x minus some constant. And indeed you'll see that over here you do have x plus a constant, x plus 6, and in this case what happens is that your graph moves left by 6 units. So the first change that would happen in this case, I'm going to write this down over here again. The step 1 would be that it would move left by 6 units. Secondly, we want to check if there's a stretch or a shrink, and a stretch or a shrink is indicated by the fact that if at all, you know, there's some kind of constant that's multiplied to the x or to the function. Now in this case you'll see that there's neither of those, so for stretch or shrink we'll say that this doesn't happen. The letter R is for a reflection. A reflection is in case you have a negative x or a negative sign to the function itself. Now in this case again you'll see that x doesn't have a negative sign, neither does the function have a negative sign in front of it, so we'll say that there's no case of reflection. And finally, the V stands for whether or not there's a vertical shift, and the vertical shift is indicated by seeing if the function itself has a constant added to it or has a constant subtracted to it, and if the constant is added it'll move up, and if it's subtracted it'll move down. And surely enough you'll see that you have a negative 2 here. The function itself has 2 subtracted from it, which means your conclusion is that the second thing that would happen is that the graph would move down by 2 units. So you can actually see what this, even though this is not something that you really need to do for this question, we're still going to see what it looks like. So your graph was here, it moved left by 6 units, so it would come here at -6, and then it would move down by 2 units, so that's here at -2, so your graph would look somewhat like this.